Good morning. Welcome to the All the Way Up Radio Show. I'm your host, Lydia, your favorite accountant, and I'm just always excited to be here with you each and every Wednesday. Last Wednesday, we went on at 10 o'clock, just to try out that new time, and if you missed me last Wednesday at 10:30, I am here and back at 10:30 on Wednesdays. So I'm excited to be here with you on this Wednesday morning. And in the studio, I have a special guest. I'm so excited to have him. He was on our show, I guess, maybe about a year or so ago, and we just always excited to have guests return back with us and talk about what they're doing now and what's going on as far as business and entrepreneurship is. He's an amazing guy. I've known him for a very long time, and he's doing amazing things in the community and with small business. So we're going to talk with him a little bit later, but I'm just excited to have him and to share him with my audience on today. But again, today's show is sponsored by Precise Business Management for all your accounting needs. If you're a small business owner, or if you're looking to start a business, or if you need support with your taxes, give Precise a call at 702-542-3330. 702-542-3330, 702-542-3330. And again, today we're going to be talking about small business, what's trending, what are some of the small businesses young entrepreneurs are getting into, what that looks like. And if you are a young entrepreneur or know someone that's a young entrepreneur and is looking to get into small business or start your business or do something on the side, you want to listen in on today. You want to give them a call and tell them to listen in on today, or you can get a copy of this recording on our social media platform at Lydia High on YouTube or at Facebook or Instagram. So you can always go and listen to the copy of the show if you miss some information, and go and listen at Lydia High on YouTube. So again, today is going to be talking about small business and what that looks like. I want to also mention that we still have our small business workshop that we're doing every Thursday from 6 to 7. If you are interested in starting a business, or if you started a small business and you're not sure of all the steps and the compliance and the items that you need with regards to your business, please come to our small business workshop. It's every Thursday from 6 to 7, and you can give us a call and we'll give you that information. It's an attorney, a financial advisor, and myself, an accountant, Lydia High, to be able to give you the steps that you need. We talk about 401k, financial statements, legal entities, being able to get an exit strategy, grants, business plans. So it's a whole gamut of information. It's so valuable. And again, if there's something that you're interested for your business and you're struggling in some areas, please join us in our workshop each and every Thursday from 6 to 7. And you can call us at 702-542-3330, 702-542-3330. You can always text your information to that number and we will give you a call back if there's no answer. So we just want to jump right in and talk to my guest on today. Kevin Raiford is in the house, in the building.
Thank you.
And he's just so amazing in all that he's done and helped so many, hundreds if not thousands of entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs being able to start their business, strive in their business, and not only understand how business operates, but understand as an owner. So not only is he a professor at CCSN here in our own town of Southern Nevada, he is also a business owner, a very successful business owner. So I always give kudos to professors that are not only teaching the educating in that particular industry, but also performing in that particular industry. So he does such a great job in all that he does. So welcome, Kevin, to the show, the All the Way Up Radio Show. We're so happy to have you. So we have you now, and which is great because Kevin is so busy that he's school doesn't start up again. So we got a chance to get him on the calendar before his schedule begins to become so busy. So Kevin, tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been with CSN and what you do.
Excellent. So thank you very much. And as Lydia mentioned, this time next week, I'll be putting students to sleep at 11 o'clock in my classroom. So
I doubted it this week.
It's all good. So yes, last week before school starts. But so I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Growing up as a kid, seeing my father work 2 jobs, coming home, at 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, then go back to work at 8. And he was putting money in our pockets. And then I saw my mother, who made dresses out of our house.
Wow.
My mom always had way more money than my dad. And so I knew, from a very young.
That's a whole nother topic.
It's all good. But it let me know that, entrepreneurship is the way to go.
Yes, it is.
And so I love my parents, but my dad showed me how to be a good, stable employee. Mm-hmm. And mom showed me what it's like to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
And so it's that kind of mentality where once it's in your blood, there's nothing you can do about it. So I got to see the best of both worlds. And so, I've always been a passionate entrepreneur. And so I've, did my time working in corporate America. I worked for Snapple, Hewlett Packard, Johnson & Johnson, Whole Foods. So I had my chance to be aware of what goes on in big companies, but at the same token, pursue my entrepreneurship activity. So that's been making everything so worthwhile. And now I've been teaching at CSN for over 10 years now. Wonderful. And it's exciting. And so I'm really fortunate and blessed to be able to have been with so many great students, and young and old. When I say young, I mean young at heart. I've had students that are in their 80s, and they come back to school, and they're the most vibrant, the most energetic.
Absolutely.
And they started some great business, and they hold it down. I'm not going to lie.
Absolutely.
And so I'm just fortunate.
You're never too old to be able to fulfill your dream and your passion.
Not at all. And that's what's fun. So I've got a 4-year-old son, and I already got him started, as a young businessman.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah, my son, he works in my office. I think I've mentioned it to my audience before. My 8-year-old son works in my office, and I pay him. He's on payroll.
They gotta be that way. Yes. You know how kids are. They watch something on TV. I want that. I'm like, well, if you work for it, you can get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I kind of want to get an idea. One of the questions I wanted to go over and address with you today is, what are some of the trending businesses that young people are starting from seeing them in the classroom that they're interested in?
Excellent. And I'll answer that question twofold. So I'll tell you what the trending industries are, and then I'll tell you how they go to market. Because that's what's been two big things now. So, of course, you're going to see a lot of my students now, like early, they want to start apparel businesses. And so, of course, t-shirts or hats, those kind of things. And that's a good way to get an entry start. You can start an apparel business for $0 to $50, right? So that's something you when I say zero, I literally mean it. And so, that's something you can start. And then, food businesses, a lot of people have family recipes, or even if it's lemonade, it's fine. Just get out there and start selling something. It's hot in Vegas, so you can put a lemonade table, on a corner and, make $100 in an hour, right? It's that hot. And so the things like those things that businesses do. And of course, this whole influencer thing. And so, I've got students that actually have been able to, crack the code and be influencers and get paid for their TikTok, for their Instagram. And so I say those are the main three things. But the key thing is, those are the industries I would say: food, apparel, and the whole, influencers.
Social media.
Social media influencing.
Yes, absolutely.
But then it's the way they go about it. So even if you do a food business, you still gotta have very strong social media, as you were mentioning.
Yes.
So we teach them how to make sure that they have their social media, how to, interact with their clients, with their future, consumers, how to buy, how to purchase. Cause the only thing too is people don't realize how to get your supplies. And now supply channel is critical.
Yes, it is.
And so if you don't know how to order products, you don't know how to forecast, and that brings them to the old school halt who goes there kind of thing. So I'm a math nerd. So, I do teach my students how to calculate and forecast. You can't, have a holiday sale and start preparing for it, on Thanksgiving.
During the holiday.
Exactly. Exactly. And I learned that from HP. I remember I would be negotiating deals with Walmart for the holiday season, and I'm closing the deal in March.
Absolutely.
Because, you gotta make things in other countries, you gotta put it on a boat, it's gotta clear customs.
Absolutely.
And so, so I'm prepared. So once things get on a boat, I'm chilling and getting ready for the holiday sale. Right. Kevin, aren't you nervous about Black Friday? I'm like, that stuff should already be cleared customs. I'm done at that point in time. I'm not working the cash register.
Right.
And so, those kind of things where I teach my students how to be able to forecast, how to use technology. And now we're fortunate you can do it in a palm of your hand.
Right.
And so we show the apps you need. We show how you need to go and interact with your suppliers. Even if it's just in LA, there's a way to do business with people. So the three things I would say is, first of all, we help with the industry, get the right industry. 2, the technology. And then 3, just that overall networking and collaboration, because now you just can't do anything by yourself. So I really encourage my students to just learn how to collaborate, even if that means learning the basics in a few other languages.
Right, absolutely. That's so important. Collaboration is the key. You can't do everything by yourself. So I'm so glad that you said that, because you have to have a team. And I just was talking to some other individuals on my team that it's so important and valuable to have a team. It may not always work out the way that you want, and that's why you learn about exit strategies and all those other things. However, it's so important and key to have a team. And I know you have so many success stories about some of your students that you've had in your class and some of the people that you've worked with as entrepreneurship and being able to bring that together. Tell us one of your success stories with a young entrepreneur. I just always love to hear success stories with young individuals.
A good one I would say is right now, Marquis and Akeem, and they've got a company called New Life Kicks where they actually have proprietary suede and leather cleaning products for sneakers. And so they're global now. So they can sell their product in the UK. They sell it in India. You go on their YouTube, you'll see people who post things, say, thank you so much. I'm in Nigeria. I'm using this. And they've been able to build a successful business model in two ways. One, they have a nice product, which is huge. But the key thing, too, is that they know how to do a business model. So now they don't just sell to people who want to clean their own sneakers. What they actually do is they set up schools. So you can be a certified dealer, a certified school for New Life Kicks. You got to buy their products, and you got to use it the same certain way. And then they get residuals from these new schools. They can have schools in the UK, they have schools, India, Nigeria, throughout South America. We'll work on some deals like, in Scandinavia.
Absolutely. And they're, and I've met them and talked to them. They're a wonderful young couple. And it's just so exciting to be able to see how young people can now grow their business from that basic infrastructure to where they are now globally. So those stories are just wonderful to hear. And they're right here in Nevada, in Las Vegas.
Right. And that's what's key. They're in Nevada, Las Vegas. And at the same time, even this morning, I'm trying to work on some of their licensing deals. So we've got, working with attorneys that are, global, because you want to have global patents that way. Right. You can get protected. People forget about that. If you put something out there, somebody's going to try to rip off your formula, rip off your brand. And so that's why we have to have international protections. Right. And so I work with them, on working with this attorney out in California, actually, to give them international protection. Mm-hmm. So that way they can't be, counterfeit for their products.
So you have students that are in your class that are building these incredible companies and entrepreneurship and building this technology that you just said as far as what New Life Kicks is doing. Do you help them outside? So if you had a student that may not attend CSN or attended years ago and they no longer attend, do you go beyond that to be able to help you? What does that look like?
Absolutely. Quite honestly, even the way teaching is different now. For better or worse, not to be condescending, but I'm my own brand. And so when you teach, you want people to take your class. And so that's what we get paid for. And so I try to market my classes. So the answer to your question is, the answer is yes. And sometimes I like to try to brag and say, you know what, I've got about 120% attendance, because I tell all my students, bring your business partners, bring your aunts, bring your cousins, bring your kids to my class, because, and then I'll meet you at your shop, because that's what we do. Because people don't take my class, I don't get paid, right? So right. It's a business. And so, I meet my students, anywhere, anytime. They can text me, they can call me. I'll go to their shops. A lot of times I'll meet a business owner and then they take my class. So it's not like they're going to school to try to get a degree. They've already met me and say, you know what? I want to take your class for two reasons. One, maybe I'll learn from you, maybe I won't. But two, there's that networking. So when you get a bunch of entrepreneurs around, it's really a great environment, because now, let's face it, it can be really depressing, but entrepreneurs are optimistic.
Absolutely.
And in these days and age, you want to be around people who are like, hey, man, you can do it, man. You're killing it. I'm so proud. Oh, maybe some good muffins, man. You put your foot in these. And so that's what we do in my class. And if you got a t-shirt, I don't care if you're making candles or soap, you come to my class, we're going to buy your products. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a good time. So it's that kind of mentality. So yeah, so basically, you can reach out to me. I'll tell how to get enrolled. I'm close to all the counselors at CSN. Mm-hmm. So if you just want to take my class and that's it, that's fine. If you want to get a degree, that's fine too. But the key thing is, if you don't want to even go to school, come to my class as a feeler. You're welcome. It's all good.
So let's tell the audience, what's the name of your class and which CSN you're located?
So mainly my class, here's the thing too, is I teach 6 classes. Okay. 5 of them are online. Okay. So like I said, I'll give you my email address, reach out to me, and I'll show you how to get connected to my online class. And then on Wednesdays at 11, I teach in person at the College of Southern Nevada campus, 3200 East Charleston. Is on the second floor, room 2664, building C by the computer lab. Okay. But it's all good. But
what's your email address?
Kevin.Raiford. And my last name is spelled with an I, so it's KEVIN. Raiford, RAIFORD at csn.edu.
Wonderful. Yes, he has an amazing class. And I say to any of my listeners that's out there that's listening that, again, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you have a dream and a passion to be an entrepreneur, education is key. I'm always an advocate of continuing education. So education is key, and being able to just take a class to see if this is an environment for you. If you want to start something, like Kevin said, something as simple as a lemonade stand. And I always tell people when it comes to lemonade stands, it's not a business. It's just a hobby. You have to make sure that you have your sole proprietor, your LLC, that you incorporated, everything that you have. You just can't go out and just start selling something and making money. That's not a business. That's a hobby. But we can help you turn that into a business that is a viable business, not only a viable business, but a business where you are in compliance with the state of Nevada and everything that goes along with being a business owner. And that kind of comes back to the workshop that we have every Thursday from 6 to 7. And if you're interested in being a part of the workshop, definitely give us a call. Again, you're listening to Lydia High, your favorite accountant, and this is the All the Way Up Radio Show. And the show is sponsored by Precise Business Management for all your accounting needs. So if you need to get your taxes done, because we're getting closer to tax time, we're already creeping into September. I can't believe August is almost over. We're creeping into September. And again, you want to be able to prepare for your taxes. So if you are interested in tax planning, not just tax doing, I always say tax doing is when you're doing your taxes in January. Tax planning is before that. So if you're interested in planning for your taxes so you're not surprised with the end results, give us a call at 702-542-3330, 702-542-3330, 702-542-3330. Again, today we're talking to a good friend of mine, an entrepreneur and a professor, and have been doing and working with entrepreneurs for over 10, 15 years and has worked in corporate America. Kevin Raiford is in the building with us today, and we're continuously talking to him about young entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs as a whole and what's trending and what's going on. Again, Kevin is an entrepreneur himself. He has his own business, and he's going to tell us a little bit about that.
Certainly. I will tell you about that. And I guess, also reiterate the fact of, accounting is probably the most important thing you ever do with a business. I mean, and Lydia is right. And so, so I think everything is the building block is accounting. So, always be prepared. I mean, every time you do something, make sure you know what you're on with the accountant because you need to get paid. So your invoice has got to be on point. Yes. And so believe me, she's right. It's a hobby if you don't get paid. Right. And when you start getting paid, you better have your accountant all lined up. Better have everything all lined in.
Yes. So thank you for that.
No, thank you. Cause, I mean, quite honestly, I won't go too long about, but, my business partners, we met when we were 17-year-old students at the University of Pennsylvania. So we're, I was at Wharton. So so even though I went to business school, one of the top ones people might say, I still, make sure I reach out to my accountant, and Lydia, takes care of me. And so, cause you never can learn enough. And so basically we were 17 years old and, cover your ears or not. But the key thing is we were 17, we were at college and we saw everybody going to these parties and, we had all these big beer kegs. And like, man, we want to be a little bit more sophisticated. So we would pull our money. We were, three poor kids. I'm from Pittsburgh, Scott's from Chicago, Max is from Philly. And so we would, have like $30 a piece. And we would take $30 a man. Let's go buy the finest bottle of alcohol we can afford. 17. I'm sorry. Let's say we're 21. Let's not say 17. Let's say we're 21-year-old freshmen. Wink, wink, wink.
Yes.
And so anyway, that's what we would do. And so then we would, see if our classmates wanted to come and say, you can go to a big beer bash or you can taste a really fine bottle of scotch that you're never going to be able to taste again in your life. And so we would pour money. We would throw these little parties, at our dorm room, our suite. And so after a while, we just say, let's keep on doing this. And then we, said, well, let's go to our own corporate careers. Max is an attorney. Scott, went to school and, then he worked for companies. And then so basically, we started a company called Raise Your Spirits.
Yes.
And so it does spirit tastings. Mm-hmm. And so our clients are mostly, business to business. So if you're selling jewelry or Mercedes or you're selling, even financial security. So like, a Wells Fargo, T. Rowe Price, all these big companies, they want to make sure that they stay in touch with their clients. Right. They hire us to do spirit tastings. Right. So we would fly around all over the country, and even outside the country, to put on these spirit tastings. Right. What happened? COVID hit. We had to pivot. They said, can you do your spirit tastings virtually? I'm like, I guess we could. So then we get people on, we have a 30 or 20 person Zoom call. We have the product shipped to their house. They can sit and consume the spirits with their friends and families. And, Max and Scott get on the call and they do the spirit tasting from how it's made to where it's bottled to the ingredients that goes in, how rick houses and temperature affects the quality of your bourbon or tequila. And so it's really fun. So we get to do that. So now we're doing the spirit tasting.
COVID has done so much in pivoting when it comes to business, small business, big business, just pivoting and being able to just go a different direction with your business. And that's so important in any business. You have to know when, the industry changes, when the country changes, when we pivot as a whole, you have to be able to pivot your business. That brings longevity with your business, to be able to be creative, think outside the box, not get stuck with this is the way I do it and this is the way it has to be done and this is the only way that it can be done. So that is just a great story. And yes, Kevin has an amazing business, and being able to not only enjoy the benefits of the business he has, that it's a great business. You're with somebody, you're traveling, you're having a good time, and you're always in company of people that's just happy and excited about you being there. That's an awesome business to be a part of. And how long have you guys been in business together? Did you guys start this particular business when you were 21, or when did you guys decide we're going to turn this into a business?
Great point. I would say it was a hobby until 10 years ago.
Okay.
And so, we were just doing it for fun, for friends and family. And then 10 years ago, we said, let's do it as a business, through the LLC. And that's what's important. And when you do that, that's when you got to get serious. So you got to have your accountant know how to handle your taxes, how to handle your sales taxes, how to handle your invoicing, track each other, how to pay each other. And so that's why it's important to have good accounting. But that's when we started getting serious in reaching out to the community, getting our LLC, our licensing all lined up. But, it's been a fun challenge, and you're right. And that's why I would encourage everyone right now to talk to your friends, talk to your family, and try to start a business. And even if you just try it and it fails, that's fine. But I encourage everybody to go out there and start trying it. And the key thing you said, Lydia, was surround yourself with good people. I mean, that's fun to be around that kind of environment, because we could have all quit. I mean, like all my business partners, we all have kids. Right. We all have, families, right. Aging parents or, deceased parents. So, I mean, it's easy to quit.
Yes, absolutely.
And so now you got to surround yourself. That's what I say, come to my class, because we're not quitters.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think that's really critical right now, is to be able to be around people who are really upbeat, optimistic, and, knowledgeable, skillful. Like I said, is even if you come to CSN, you take my class maybe for business, but take a photography class, take a class in another language. I mean, you can start a business being an interpreter. Learn sign language. I mean, I'm just saying is now, this day and age, learn as many skills as you possibly can. Right. Because I think that's going to really help you no matter what, make sure you understand that.
Absolutely. That's so valuable. Again, you listen to Lydia High, your favorite accountant, all the way at radio show. Every week, I always give a shout out to a business, a local business here in town, just to give them the acknowledgement of what they're doing. And it's no cost to them. I just want to give a shout out to some businesses, that are doing so much for the community and that give back. And sometimes I repeat some of the businesses I've done in the past, because they're just amazing in what they do and what they do for the community in so many different areas. So today we're going to be giving a shout out to AA Custom T-shirt for all your T-shirt needs. So if you are a business that Kevin said you want to start apparel and you want to start T-shirts and put things on T-shirts, AA Custom T-shirts is a great place to be able to go and get T-shirts made, or be a broker and have them print them, and then you'll be able to sell them to your customers. So go to AACustomT-shirtslv.com, AACustomT-shirtslv.com. They're at 4800 South Maryland Parkway, Suite C, right across the street from UNLV. And ask for John. He's a great guy there. They do great work. And if you're looking to get T-shirts made, hats, or anything that you want to put your logo on, or any type of apparel, definitely give them a call at AA Custom T-shirt. So again, we're listening to All the Way Up Radio Show. I'm your favorite accountant, Lydia High, and we have Kevin Raiford in the building with me. He does so many amazing things with entrepreneurs. And I just want to find out, what is the success rate in your class? So, after you've taken your class and you finish your class, how many individuals actually open a business or start a business or move forward in that area? I'm
really fortunate now to say that our success rate is about 117%.
Wow.
And so when I say that, it says that's impossible. No, it isn't impossible, because once you start one, you start two. And so once you become an entrepreneur, you just can't stop. So I give a shout out to my man, John Santos. I taught him at 17 years old, and he started, several businesses now. And right now he's got his From the Ground Up Academy that's on YouTube. And John he cracked the code to be an influencer. So he's over 300,000 subscribers to his channel. He's got videos that he drops to get about 1.4 million views. And so, 1.4 million views. I mean, so he's killing it. And he started other businesses. And he's helped other students start businesses too. And John is still pretty young. So when I say, I can say that, because we've had people take my class now. I know everybody knows me for the most part. Not know me, but they take my class because they want to start a business. So my students already come with a business in mind, or they already plan on starting a business, or they already have a business. So we don't have anybody who's going to go out of business. We don't let you go stop. We keep going. Like, we don't take no for an answer. And they work hard and they help each other out. So, and then once you start one business, and Lydia, you know how it goes. And once you start one, it's easy to spin off and start another one. Once you've done it, that's all. Because they can't go and stock shelves at night for somebody else when they already had their own business. So once you have a business, you're going to start 2, 3, 4. Absolutely. And so we have about 115, 117% rate of success. But yeah, shout out to John Santos out there who's really, really killing it. And one of the companies that he helped to start is Mentality. And you can look up Mentality and how many subscribers they have or followers on IG, on Instagram, and it's about maybe 1.4 million right now. So they can drop a t-shirt and they hit 70,000 people who might want to buy their t-shirt when they just do a drop. So check out mentality.co. And that's, a company that my mentee started. So that's what's funny. Well, my mentee is their mentor. Right. So, I'm like a grand mentor now. So when I say we got that kind of thing.
He's not that old. You can't see him, but he's really not that old. To be a grand anything.
But it's all good. But that's what I'm saying. So when I say that number, I'm not just saying, how possible. But no, I've had students that I've taught that have helped other people start businesses. And so, and there's really other than having, a child, there's another feeling to seeing somebody be able to put food on their families, on their table, take care of their family. I remember when John was 17, he, and shout out to Metro. But when he was 17, he was going to be a cop. He's already in the Metro Explorer program. Took my class, goes, Raiford, I don't want to be a businessman. I don't think I want to go to Metro. Like, well, you better tell your parents that don't blame me for this one. And you better be successful. And since then, he's really grown his business. His wife, Amanda, has a business now. Right. And so, so it's like when I say that success rate, once you start that ball rolling, it just keeps, and really, I'm just along for the ride now. I see these young people and they're just killing it. But they got restaurants, food trucks, apparel companies. And so they invite me to activities and, I'm just happy to be around them. I'm sitting in the corner eating while, they're talking about, what was Raiford, but it's all good.
That is all good. So before we, wrap up the show, I want to just get some more information from you. What are some of the key things you think students need as being successful entrepreneurs? What do you think would be the top 3 key things that you think students would need, or just entrepreneurs that's looking to strive to be an entrepreneur?
Well, that's good. And so that brings into my next segue that, so the next venture that I just started is a consulting company with, for the individuals, and, it's, Faber Consulting, and it's basically, the main thing you need, first of all, is to have a good accountant, a good banker, and a good lawyer. So that's what you need to have. So you have a good, if you don't like numbers, you better have a good accountant, good banker, and a good lawyer. And then what we're rolling on now is that the next 3, what you need are people in your company that are either a hero, a rock star, or a nerd.
Now that is good. Now break that down really quickly because we only have like a minute or so.
So basically, there are 3 of us, and so I'm the last one. I'm the nerd, so it makes it pretty easy. But Big Herc, shout out to Big Herc 916, is a hero. He did 10 years in federal prison for bank robbery, turned his life around, started businesses, and now is helping people who are incarcerated to change life around. So huge YouTuber, everybody knows him, Big Herc 916, real good guy. He spoke in my class. And then, Stuart Ross, who's from the UK, used to be a bass player, one of the most popular, English bands of all time, then started his own talent management company. That's what we teach people, that you need to have people in your company that aren't going to quit. And so that's where Herc comes in. You got to be a hero. And if you got people who are quitters, you're not going to be successful in anything. He teaches you how to have a strong relation, literally, physically, and mentally. And then a rock star, you need to be creative. If you sell cupcakes, you can't just sell cupcakes to everybody else. You got to have something that makes you different. Like if you're in a band, you can't just play the same music. Right. You got to have a certain kind of vibe. And then I'm the nerd. But the key thing is that we're helping every company not only have their basics, but in order to succeed now, you can't be quitters. You can't be tough. Sometimes you need to get paid. But tell somebody, hey, you better pay me. Right. And so you got to have heroes. You have a tough company now. Right. And you got to have your creativity. That's where the rock star comes in. He's creative. He's launched bands, won Grammys, and other awards. But that's what's all about now. A new venture that I'm doing to help everybody, continue and be successful in their companies.
And that is wonderful. Again, thank you so much, Kevin, for being a part of the show and coming and sitting down with me and talking with me again. It's always great to have you in the studio. I don't know if you have a 30-second piece of advice to give to any entrepreneurs. We would love to hear it before we wrap up the show.
I would say start now. And so talk to people all the time, start observing, and just start now. I don't care if it's cupcakes or socks. Just start selling a business. Just get used to selling something. Get used to standing up and standing on your 2 feet, shaking hands and go, hello, my name is. Don't hide behind your computer screen. Right. Don't read 1,000 books on business. Raiford, if I just read 2 more books, I'm going to start my business. There's too much information out there, so don't get all panicky. Well, I watched this series. I'm going to this seminar. No, get out there and start selling something.
Absolutely. So you heard it. Get out there, start selling something. and be able to have a great elevator speech of what it is that you sell and what you want to pitch to other people. Again, this is Lydia High, your favorite accountant, and you listen to the All the Way Up Radio Show each and every Wednesday at 10:30. I'm always excited to talk with you. Like I said before, I never run out of information, but I run out of time. Until next time, be blessed.
We are